Breaking documentary about one man's struggle to cope with life after prison is about to launch in Birmingham. Inside Out was created by Birmingham-based Rites of Passage Productions in partnership with Bringing Hope, a charity which works at grassroots level to try and root out those causes of crime right there. And I'm very pleased to say that Corey Campbell joins me here in the studio. Good evening to you, Corey.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's about you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm okay. Yeah.
It's an interesting title, Inside Out. It's actually the title of a television program as well of BBC One. But tell us about this Inside Out. What's the storyline of this documentary?
Well, this Inside Out it's mainly about rehabilitation, really. It's about how when you're inside and you go through a certain process, indoors in jail, what happens after that? Once your time's done and you've served your sentence, do you come out? You come out to the same community? Do you come out to the same friends, the same situation sometimes, or sometimes even worse? You know, sometimes your mind frame is still back when you got locked up and things have moved on the outside and so on and so forth. So it's kind of about the challenges that people face once they've got out after spending time in jail.
Right. And is it just my perception, or has the gang culture been now conquered?
Well, I don't know. It's difficult to say. Conquered. Maybe so. I would hope so. I think the situation that you have is any group of friends, any race, creed, group of friends can become a gang or can be classed as a gang. So I really try and step away from that kind of a subject. But what I know is that wherever pressure is applied on anybody, peer pressure, whatever pressure is applied, people react in different ways, and when that reaction happens, then there's a label put on the person rather than the reaction, and then that's how I feel you kind of get stigmatized with this gang and that gang, and then all of a sudden those group of people then put a name to themselves, and then it becomes a bigger thing than what it initially was. I think in terms of us conquering it, it's definitely quiet. It's definitely died down, and on doing my research, I know there's a lot more peace among themselves as people, and among they're integrating a lot more, which means there's a lot more peace on our Birmingham streets, which I think is a very good thing.
However, there are people in prison now, we know, some with very long sentences, who would, when and if and when they are set free from prison, and hopefully some will, to begin a normal life, they will face those challenges out in civil streets. How tough is it?
It's very difficult, and that's why we've got organisations like Bringing Hope that work with them from when they're on the inside. I think it's a really difficult process if you want to try and rehabilitate them once they've come out. So you haven't spoken to them at all while they've been doing that long, hard sentence, and while they're doing that long, hard sentence, it's just them and their thoughts. And you can't control a man's thoughts. Do you understand what I'm saying? All you can do is be a part of trying to change those thoughts or harness them, or help the person, the individual, to harness those thoughts. And with a company like Bringing Hope, and through the Rites of Passage and the documentary, what we hope is that more people and organisations will allow the company Bringing Hope into the jails to actually work with these people during these long sentences in order to rehabilitate them and then be there for them on the outdoors, because it's about consistency in terms of that. In terms of not being passed from one organisation to another. It's not jail, then probation, then mediation, you know, so on and so forth. It's literally a whole constant journey with one company, Bringing Hope.
And when it was first put to you to play the leading actor in this documentary, what were your thoughts?
Well, my first thing was, who are Bringing Hope? And am I going
You hadn't heard of them?
No, I hadn't heard of them at the time. I was just making sure that I was going into something safe, really. In terms of, not safe in terms of, you know, I'll be worried out on the street, but in terms of reputation-wise, you know, do I really want to get involved with this? Yeah, that's right, yeah. And my agency did the same, you know, because Toyin Kinch contacted my agent, and myself and Daniel Anderson, we're friends anyway. And so that was my initial thought. Then
what was it about it that appealed to you?
Mainly my community. actually. I thought to myself, when I'd read the script and I'd spoken to Daniel and he'd made tweaks and so on and so forth, I thought, I'm a little fed up of the negative press. I'm a little fed up of it's always black males choosing a specific path in every film I watch. So once I'd read the script and realised that it wasn't just a drama, it was a documentary, and we were going to try put a positive spin on it and let people know that there is a hope out there, bringing hope, there you go. It was a lot easier to deal with.
And of course you're bringing to this your skills as an actor.
Yes.
When did you first discover that you had the gift of acting?
Well, actually, my gift of acting was discovered by a man called David Van, who sadly passed away today. In 2006, David Van found...
He passed away today?
He passed away today. He passed away a couple of hours ago, I'd heard. I was actually at the hospital, supposed to see him at 6 p.m. and then when I got there, we found out that he'd passed away in the afternoon. Goodness. So, you know, rest in peace to David Van, an absolute legend
to
me.
His family and to you.
Yeah,
obviously
definitely.
He means a lot to you.
Yeah, it began with David. You know, I was wondering. I was absolutely unsure of what I wanted to do in life. Acting was the last thing on my brain, actually. And then I was introduced to David Van, and he kind of said, well, if you have a lot of, you know, pent-up aggression, whatever it might be, you might find that acting is the way forward. And at the beginning, I absolutely pushed it aside. I said, no, I don't want anything to do with that, thank you very much. You know, I wasn't sure what my friends would think about me being an actor and all of that type of thing.
And how long ago was it?
That was 2006.
2006?
Yeah, and he took me in, actually, took me right under his wing.
Well, God bless David Van.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
all
Yeah, that's where it began.
Rest his soul in peace. Now, there's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, about how and if black actors can actually make it in this country. How have you found it, and have you ever thought about going to the States?
I've had a great time because I do mainly theatre, actually. I've got my own theatre company called Strictly Arts Theatre Company, which I founded last year, which we're keeping here in Birmingham. I don't intend to go to London with it. And I've had an absolutely brilliant time. I've done the Almagro Shakespeare Festival tour, which is a big Spanish tour since leaving BSA last year. You know, I've had plenty of opportunities.
So never mind America, you're not even going to London?
No, I'm having a great time where I am. I've got a London agent, Cam, and my agent's name's Susie, and they're treating me good, so I can't complain myself. I think you probably have an issue where TV and film are concerned, but I'm theatre by nature. I love it, and that's what David taught me.
Have you done Shakespeare yet?
Yeah. I did Much Ado About Nothing. I recently did Julius Caesar at the Cheltenham Everyman Theatre. You know,
remembering all those long lines.
Yeah. I played Titus in Titus Andronicus. You know, yeah, I've done quite a bit of Shakespeare.
I went to see Lenny Henry in his last Shakespeare.
No, I missed it actually.
Yeah, I saw him, and I mean, I came away impressed with him and everybody who plays Shakespeare. Because I mean, you have to remember so much.
It's a difficult run, but you know, you can make it happen, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to train. I didn't want to be bogged down or tied down to a specific type of acting or stigmatized stereotype. So I made sure that I went and trained with David Van's advice, and it was the best thing I ever did. Wow.
Well, listen, it's lovely to meet you, and I'm sure you've got a glowing career ahead of you. Yeah, you're having a good time already. Yes. So let's just finally talk about the Inside Out documentary. It's going to be shown at where, the Drum?
Yeah,
no, at the Mac.
At the Mac, that's right, on the 25th. The tickets is £6. I think it starts at 1:30 p.m. till 4:30, and they're showing it there. But I recently found out that it's actually been selected for the Birmingham Black International Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be, the documentary will open up the festival at the Cineworld on Broad Street at 7 p.m.
Oh.
So that's also, you know.
Right. Is it 25th or 26th?
It's the 25th, I believe.
On Saturday the 25th.
Saturday the 25th, yeah.
That's what my producer said.
Yeah, Saturday the 25th.
Right. So it's showing, or it's on stage on the 25th of October at the Mac.
At the Mac, yes.
Cannon Hill Park. Tickets are £5.
Tickets are £6.
Tickets are £6. And people can book. How is it by going to? Is it
yeah, there's an Eventbrite, which is website and app for those who have got the iPhones and the Androids.
So
they can get the app.
Eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite, yeah, .com.
Corey, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope loads of people come out. It's a great thing that you do for this, but also we wish you well in your career as well.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much.